Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Boy, it's been a hot moment, hasn't it? um, I'm sorry, yeah, it's been since April since I last updated or did anything of this. It's because I got stupid busy trying to find a job and then it didn't work, and then I was scrambling to find a replacement job, which some of you already know what I'm doing right now. Plus the side job that I'm doing, so it's like, it sapped up a bit of time. So, but now I'm back to this. Hopefully I can finish this before New Year's, which is like in 8 days, sorry. So hopefully I can finish it. An episode a day. Anyway, let's go. Pray to God. I hope I remember the voices. It's been so long since I even did anything in my... Oh God, whatever. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL-9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me. Lana wanted Drake convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean, what happened to you? It's all there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? Well, on the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark, he tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, he was only trying to save me. So that means you... Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I didn't see that one coming. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of year, too. There was this terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. But just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. And then... What happened, Emma? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. A permanent picture? Well, what did you see in the instant that crime occurred? Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. I don't remember what happened after that. I apparently passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma. You've been through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words wouldn't come out. I drew a picture instead, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago? 2 years ago. You must have been 14. Well, that's understandable. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies, and find the evidence that makes an airtight case. That way Lana would never have to forge any. I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. Well, I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. But even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. It's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. So it's true, even though he may not have known it. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. Emma, there's something that's been puzzling me. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at that time, right? That's right. Then, why would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor? Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course! This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective's offices and the questioning room were right across from the elevator. Wait, across from the elevator? But Lana was chief prosecutor, wasn't she? Oh no, silly! Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. What? Well, that's news to me. After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective? I'd better have another talk with her. I think that is something we should know. Little Missy, Lana, I did not want to present anything to you, Emma. How do I get out? There we go. Move. Lana, I have some questions for you, courtesy of your sister. Lana! Mr. Wright, it seems that I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence? I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Ugh. Criminals don't mind playing foul, so why should we? But, Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago. And how the SL-9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details? Especially about the unusual change of job? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. So why the sudden change in job? I don't want to examine the room, god damn it. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is that at 5:15 there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana, what the witness Miss Starr said. About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife? Lana, please, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, This doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before. It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing! They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Chief Gant? He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked the crime scenes. Damon Gant, he was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever! They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. Emma really idolizes her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective, it was to gain experience investigating crime scenes, so you could use that experience in court, right? Gaunt's help in this SL-9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Doc. Second in command? That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right? Yes. Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. They even had the same office. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall, and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho about it. Without a doubt, Joe Doc was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. When he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Doc. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us. Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down and fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gant and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana. It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies. Prosecutor Marshall, the victim Emma who had passed out, and the suspect Joe Doc. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Doc had incurred a minor concussion and laid unconscious. And what did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her. After all her sister must have gone. I can't blame her after all her sister must have gone through. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Okay, so let me get this straight, Lana. You were all involved in the SL-9 incident. That's right. Quite a coincidence, huh? I don't buy it. What are you saying, Mr. Wright? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident just by chance. But that case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with memories. That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, and the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself. The Chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the Chief's office. The site of the final SL-9 murder. Well, thank you so much for your help, Lana. I can't say that it has been extremely helpful, but it's information nonetheless. So we have one place that we can search through now. And there is a loud honking in my street for some reason. Anyway, let's go on ahead. La 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 la. Move on to the Chief Prosecutor's office. I think it would be here in the Criminal Affairs Department? No. The Underground Park, no. Okay, let's go searching anyway. February 24th. Criminal Affairs. I don't see Detective Gumshoe anywhere. Things do seem kind of quiet here today. You're right. Chief of Detective seems the same, though. Well, why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Right. We can come back here later. Okay, wrong way. Wrong place. Oh, police department. No. Police department entrance. La la la. La la la. Oh, hello, Mr. Marshall. Howdy, Bambina. Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things turned out this way when I woke up this morning. Que sera. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed now? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But, Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Why did prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. Well, before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean that switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Doc's, alright. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. A question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wounds the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there's a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could the facts have been concealed with forged evidence? That case left behind scars on all of us. The scars that the SL-9 incident left behind. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired, and I was demoted and boxed away to a tiny room. Well, what about Detective Goodman? Well, if they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They? Who are you talking about? Oh, don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gunt and Lana Skye. The investigation lead, Detective Gunt, and his second-in-command, Lana Skye. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of the duo. The case was the biggest step in both their careers, after all. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah. Damon Gunt, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she's left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentions it, Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister, Mr. Marshall? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret. It all started 2 years ago. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I had just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he? Your brother, I mean. He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the King of Prosecutors? I knew it. Now, what are you looking at me like that for? It's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have been really close with his brother. The day the SL-9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right, Bombina. It was the day of the evidence transfer. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall, it was thundering. Can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth, he isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict, but someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gaunt. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bombina. Well, that's it for that one. I think I can go to the actually, what time is it? You know, that's actually a good time to call an end to the video. So, yeah. I will see you guys on the next video, whichever that may be. Actually, I'm gonna make a next one immediately right now, so it's not gonna be that long. So yeah, we're gonna have at least 2 videos, and hopefully I haven't been peaking my mic this entire time, because I just realized my mic is peaking extremely badly right now. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye.